Hello everyone. Now, in today's lecture series of satellite communication and networking, we are going to discuss about the transponders, which is an essential part of a space segment. Right? In the previous two sessions, we have started our space segment unit, that is unit 6, and here in today's session we are going to study about a very essential part of a space segment, that is a satellite, which is called as transponders. Now basically the transponders are used for transmitting and receiving and for processing purpose. Right? Now, so the topics to be covered in the following session are the transponders. Now, basically what does the transponder means? So, the subsystem which provides the connecting link between the transmitting and receiving antennas of a satellite is known as transponder. So, between a transmitting and receiving antennas in the space segment, there is a block which is called as transponders. It is one of the most important subsystem of a space segment subsystems. Transponder performs the function of both transmitter and receiver, that is responder in a satellite. Hence, the word transponder is obtained by combining few letters of two words, that is from transmitter trans word is taken and from responder ponder is taken. So by combining these two words we will get this word that is called as transponders. Right? Now it will perform the functions of processing after receiving the signals from the earth station, and after processing it will pass on to the transmitting antenna of the satellite for transmitting that particular signals at the downlink frequency to the another earth station. Now talking about the block diagram of transponder. So transponder performs mainly two functions. Those are amplifying the received input signal. So first of all, whenever the signal has been received by an antenna, satellite antenna, it will be first amplified by that received signal. As there are some losses in the free space, right? So due to the losses, the power transmitted from the earth station will be will be more than the received power at the earth satellite. So first of all, whenever the satellite will receive that particular signal, it will first amplify up to its some power level and translate the frequency of it. Now in the first unit we have discussed the block diagram of satellite communication. In that we have discussed about the transponder, that transponder will process what does the process means. So it will amplify, and second it will convert the uplink frequency from which it has been received to the downlink frequency for which it has to be transmitted. Clear? So the frequency will be changed with the help of this transponder. So these two main functions will be done by this transponder. First of all, amplifying the received input signal and then translate the frequency of it. In general, different frequency values are chosen for both uplink and downlink. And what is the reason behind that? In order to avoid the interference between the transmitted and the receiver signal. Now, as we know, the satellite communication whole system takes place in the free space transmission. So, if the uplink frequency will be same for both the earth station for transmitting as well as receiving, there will be an interference between the signals. So what it will do, whenever we are transmitting the signals from the earth station to the satellite, we will transmit at the uplink frequency. For C band it is 6 GHz, right? And whenever the signal will be transmitted from satellite to earth station, it will be called as downlink. And this conversion of uplink frequency to downlink frequency will be taken place in the transponder. The block diagram of transponder is shown in below figure. Now, as you can see in this figure, this is the satellite antenna. This is a combined antenna of transmitting as well as receiving. So it will be connected with the duplexer. So the function of duplexer is what it will do. It will simultaneously transmit the signal also, and it will be received also. At both the signals are having a different frequency. First of all, whenever the satellite will receive this signal from the transmitting earth station, it will given to the duplexer, and duplexer will pass on to low noise amplifier, which is called as LNA. Right? So what does the LNA do? So LNA will amplify this particular signal, that is the increase the power level of signal up to particular level so that it can be processed further. From the LNA, that is low noise amplifier, it is passed on to carrier processor. Now in this carrier processor, what it will done? So as we have discussed, the satellite communication for the long distance communication modulation is necessary, right? So in the carrier processor, the demodulation of that uplink signal and modulation with the downlink signal with the downlink frequency will be carried out with the in this processing, carrier processing. Right? After this conversion from uplink to downlink frequency, it will given to again power amplifier for amplification of power for final transmission. And after amplifying the power, this will come back to again duplexer, and duplexer will transmit through transmitting antenna of satellite, and it will be received with the help of receiver at the earth station. Clear? So this is the whole basic block diagram of transponder. Now we will see each and every block function in the next slide. Now we can easily understand the operation of transponder from the block diagram itself. The function of block diagram is mentioned below. So first of all, that is duplexer. So duplexer is a two-way microwave gate. It receives uplink signal from the satellite antenna and transmits downlink signal to the satellite antenna. So with the help of same antenna, the transmission as well as receiver will be take place, and this will be differentiated with the help of uplink and downlink frequency with the duplexer. Clear? So it will be done with the simultaneously purpose. So due to this, the duplexer is required at the satellite. Second, that is low noise amplifier. So LNA, that is low noise amplifier, amplifies the weak received signal. So with the signal which is received by the satellite antenna from the earth station, first of all it is amplified as it is the weak, as it has been passed through various losses in the free space, right? And after amplified to a particular level, then it has been processed further. Then next, that is carrier processor. So carrier processor performs the frequency down conversion of the received signal, that is uplink. So what does the carrier processor will do? It will do the frequency down conversion. That means it will convert the uplink frequency to the downlink frequency for which it needed to be the transmitted. This block determines the type of transponder. So basically how many which are the type of carrier processor used here, based on this there is the classification of transponder, right? And last, that is power amplifier. So power amplifier amplifies the power of a frequency down converted signal, that is downlink signal, to the required level for transmission, right? So from the power amplifier it will amplify the power level, so it can be transmitted easily and received by the earth station easily. Clear? So these are the various functions of blocks which we have discussed in the previous slide. Now going on to the further, that is the types of transponder. So basically, as we have discussed in the previous slide, so basically types of transponders has been carried out based on the carrier processing. How many times the carrier is processed, that is called as that is based on the types of transponder. So basically there are two types of transponders. Those are band pipe transponder, first that is band pipe transponder, and second they are called as regenerative transponders. Band pipe transponders are also called as single conversion transponders, and regenerative are also called as onboard transponder, right? Onboard processing transponders. So these are the two types of transponders. Now each we will see in detail. So first, that is the band pipe transponder. The band pipe transponder receives microwave frequency signal, right? The signal which has been transmitted from the earth station, that will be the received by the band pipe transponder. Now it converts the frequency of input signal to RF frequency and then amplifies it, right? So what it will do, it will convert the input signal, that is uplink frequency, to the RF frequency, that is radio frequency, and then it amplifies it, that is downlink frequency. Band pipe transponder is also called as repeater and conventional transponder, right? So basically what we are generating the signals, again and again, so it is called as repeater also. And band type transponder is the conventional transponder, that is first used again. So it is suitable for both analog and digital signals, right? Now figure below shows a typical single conversion band pipe transponder of the type used on many satellites for 6/4 GHz band. So 6, that is uplink frequency, and 4, that is downlink frequency, that is C-band frequency. Now as you can see in this figure, so this is the single conversion transponder, right? Now this is the 6 GHz uplink antenna through which these signals will be received, which has been transmitted with the earth station, right? So 6 GHz signal will be received by this antenna. Now whenever the signal is received, first of all its power level is very weak. So what we need to do is we need to pass it from LNA, that is low noise amplifier. So low noise amplifier, what it will do, it will amplify the weak received signal. Clear? Now this amplified signal will go on to 6 GHz BPF. BPF stands for band pass filter. Now what does this band pass filter do? So these antenna signals, they will have a multiple frequencies transmitter, right? So receiver and transmitter both. So what it will do, they will choose the 6 GHz and approximate about that signals. So through band pass filter we will have the output of band pass filter will have the exit 6 GHz signal. The rest of the signal beyond or above the 6 GHz will be filtered out. Now this is further the down converted to the downlink frequency. So for down converter, what it has been given from the external, it is given has been a local oscillator, that is LO, that is 2225 MHz, that is about 2.2 GHz signal, right? So 2.2 GHz signal has been given through this oscillator. 6 GHz signal is coming through this. So this is down converter, there is nothing but mixture. So mixture will have two types of data, that is either plus or either minus, right? So based on this we will choose the mixture of subtracting signal. So 6 minus, it will be 2.2, so it will be approximately 4 GHz signal. So the uplink frequency will be converted into the downlink frequency, right? Now this 4 GHz signal will be again passed on to this power amplifier, that is the 4 GHz LPA and HPA, low power amplifier and high power amplifier, and again this signal will be transmitted back with the satellite antenna through the received earth station. Clear? So this is the basic block diagram of band pipe transponder. Now the output power amplifier is usually a solid state power amplifier unless every high output power is required, right? So what is a solid state power amplifier, we will see in the next session, right? So when a traveling wave tube amplifier would be used, right? So instead of solid state power amplifier we are using TWT, that is traveling wave tube amplifier for high output power. The local oscillator is at 2225 MHz to provide the appropriate shift in the frequency from 6 to 4 GHz down conversion. So for down conversion from 6 to 4 GHz we are providing this local oscillator to this mixture. Clear? So this is all about the band pipe transponders. Now next, that is regenerative transponders. Regenerative transponders are also called as onboard processing transponders, right? Now in this, the regenerative transponders perform the function of band pipe transponder, that is frequency translation and amplification, right? So it does the function of band pipe transponder, but in addition to these two functions, regenerative transponder also performs the demodulation of RF carrier to the baseband, regeneration of signals and modulations, right? So while converting to uplink to downlink frequency, in addition to this, what it will do the modulation and demodulation purpose of that particular signals also. So whenever, let's say, take an example of 6 gigahertz. So whenever there will be an 6 gigahertz signal, so it will have a carrier signal of different frequency, and the 4 gigahertz signal will also have a carrier of different frequency. So first of all, the 6 gigahertz signal which is modulated, so it is demodulated, right? Then it is converted to 4 gigahertz, and after conversion of this signal, again the modulation takes place on the 4 gigahertz signal, and then that particular signal is transmitted. So it is called as regenerative transponders. Regenerative transponder is also called as processing transponders, or it is called as onboard processing transponders, and it is suitable only for digital signals, whereas the band pipe transponders, it is suitable for analog as well as digital signals. The main advantages of regenerative transponders are improvement in signal to noise ratio, right, that is SNR, and have more flexibility in implementation, right. So SNR ratio will be more, and also it will be more flexible compared to band pipe transponders. Clear? Now in this figure we are going to discuss about the block diagram of regenerative transponder. So what it will do, so here that is the receiving antenna through which our signals of that particular uplink frequency will be received by this antenna, satellite antenna. Then it is passed to IBF. IBF, that is intermediate baseband filter. So through this intermediate baseband filter, what it will do, it will filter out that particular signals into that into particular 6 gigahertz signal, which is done in the BPF, that is band pass filter in band pipe transponder. Then after this signal is filtered out, it is passed on to the first, that is low noise amplifier, for amplifying that particular signal, right, for amplifying that particular weak signal. Then it is passed on to a mixture, right. Through mixture, a local oscillator up to some megahertz is passed on to this signal, and the subtraction of this signal will be as the output of this mixture. Clear, right? So the signal will be converted to a downlink. Now it is passed on to demodulator. So what it will do, demodulator will demodulate the carrier signal and information signal differently, right. Then this modulating signal will pass on to this baseband processor, in which the carrier of that particular signal will be chosen out, right, to its baseband transmission, right, and then it will passed on to again modulator, through which the carrier and the modulating signal will be modulated. Clear? So now the signal is in the modulation form. So if next it will pass on to again mixture, which is LO, right, having a LO, and here we will have a signal of that particular 4 gigahertz, and then it is passed to power amplifier, right. Then power amplifier will amplify that particular signal, and then it will having passed through a OBF, that is output baseband filter, right, through which that particular only 4 gigahertz signal will be passed on, and then it will be transmitted with the transmitting antenna of satellite and received by the receivers of the earth station. Clear? So this is the block diagram of regenerative transponders, in which the whole signals is again regenerated, that is demodulated and again modulated, and then it is transmitted back to the earth station. Clear? So these were the these in today's session we have discussed about the most important subsystem, that is called as transponder for the space segment, which is an essential thing needed for the space segment. Clear? And it's 2 types. So that's all for the today's session, and in the next session we are going to discuss about the various components related to the space segment, that is wideband receiver, input demultiplexer, and the most important, that is power amplifier. So that's all for today's session. Thank you.